What's the sort of job that Doug Pederson did that you saw up close and personal? What's something that he did that we might not know about that led to this, in your estimation, Merrill?
It had to be the most remarkable coaching job that I've ever seen. I go back to Dick Vermeil, who was one of the greatest coaches of all time, who I think belongs to the Hall of Fame. And when the Eagles won it in '80, not the Super Bowl, but won the NFC Championship in '80, they were predicted going into that season to be a contender. They were thought to be a team that could get there if everything went right and they got over the obstacle of the Dallas Cowboys. So that was not a shocker. And Andy Reid's team in 2004 had been to the NFC Championship before. In fact, in 2002, they were expected to be there when all they had to do was get over Tampa Bay in the last game ever played at Veterans Stadium. And it was almost a fait accompli because Tampa Bay could never win in cold weather, but the Eagles lost that, and that was a great disappointment. But that 2004 team was expected to get there, and I think even expected to have a great shot at beating the Patriots and fell short. But this team, when I thought about this team going into the season, I thought they'd be pretty good. By pretty good, I thought they could win 9 or 10 games. And I thought they had a shot. They had a shot to take the division, but the Cowboys were still the team to beat. But I threw out the qualifying phrase, if they stay relatively healthy at key positions. But if you told me that this team was going to lose Jason Peters, their best offensive lineman, Jordan Hicks, their best linebacker, Darren Sproles, who did everything for this team, Caleb Sturgis, their kicker, their best special teamer, Chris Maragos, and then ultimately their MVP, Carson Wentz, I would have said they're going to be lucky to win 6 games. And here they are. They won 13 games. It was an amazing coaching job by Doug Pederson, the best I've ever seen. And each week he would gather the team around and say on Monday, and he'd say to them, let's go 1-0. And he kept them focused on the next game, not let's win 6 before the bye or let's do this, or even going into the championship game against the NFC Championship against Minnesota. He said nothing about Super Bowl. He focused strictly on that game. Let's go 1-0. And that stayed there throughout. And another thing, I've been through with teams, and as the games get bigger, you can see a little change in their personalities. They're a little tighter, a little more serious. This team never changed. I mean, I saw players in the lobby. I chatted with Nick Foles on Saturday afternoon, and he was as loose as he was during the season before he even became the starter, before Carson even went down. The guys had fun. I mean, they really had fun from beginning to end. Their demeanor never changed. And I think it all goes back to Doug Pederson keeping them on such an even keel.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.